Hey everybody, this is Wonderful Skiff, and we are back in 2021 with a new Smasher Showcase. Today we bring on Sytonix, EDM Sytonix. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. 2021, so, you know, start of a new year. I'm down in Virginia now, so, I mean, I'm just excited to kind of be starting a new-ish life, you know. I've got some good vibes going on. How about you? Anything crazy starting for you this so far, or...?
Nothing really comes to mind. Just kind of upgrading everything I had from 2020.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay then. Well, let's get right into this. So the first question I like to ask people is their tag. Obviously, when you meet a player, you introduce them by your tag. I mean, that's how you know everybody. So where does Sytonix come from? What does Sytonix mean to you?
Ooh, okay. So, funny story. My tag comes from Geometry Dash of all things.
Okay.
So, yeah. And even crazier thing, this is my second choice, actually. Like, when I was creating a Geometry Dash account, like, my first choice was taken, so I went with this.
So what was your first choice?
Allegiance.
Allegiance? Well, Sytonix is probably definitely a lot better, I'll be honest.
Yeah, this was, like, years back, so...
Alright.
Yeah, who knows, if that hadn't been taken on the Geometry Dash servers, y'all might have known me as Allegiance.
I wonder how that would have gone, you know? Also, nice spike.
I really have... Thank you. Honestly, that would have set me up for, like, a much bigger ego if I had that kind of tag.
Probably. But, I mean, you play Ken, so you're already halfway there, right?
Hey, you know what? True.
Alright, so Geometry Dash, that's how it all started, huh?
Yep.
So, moving on from there, let's kind of get into you as a player, as you can meet right off the stage. Let's talk about some of your results. So, what are some of the results that you're proud of? This could be both online, offline, whatever, you know, you find important to you.
Well, let's see. Offline, I haven't really done much offline, but what I have done, I am rather proud of in the little time that I've done it. Because, shoot, I remember the first local I ever went to, I ended up getting 4th somehow.
Right.
And, yep. Also a guy in my region called Spirit. I don't really see him around too much anymore, but that's just because, well, COVID. Oh, no go. But, yeah, like, my first local, I somehow ended up getting 4th, and that was the best placement I had at that local, like, for the rest of the time. I could never get past the first impression.
I mean, sometimes people have, you know, that beginner's luck type deal, so, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. No, don't do this.
Ooh, almost didn't expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Alright, so anyway.
Yep. And,
so
yeah.
Cool. So what about online? I know you say you're not much of an offline player so far, but like online, obviously, you have quite a bit of a following. You've competed a lot. Are you still a part of A&G as well?
Yes, I am, actually.
Okay. So
I'm still part of that crew.
So what are some online results that you've had that you find that you think you're very proud of?
Well, honestly, first things first is just going from a 2-2-er basically to somehow winning, like, you know, the Eclipse series, like Eclipse, Fame and Duo, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, those weekly brackets.
Yeah.
I ended up going from 2-2-er to actually winning one of those brackets from like losers round 2.
Oh, nice.
Yep. To winning a freaking 16-man Wi-Fi PR invitational from A&G.
Okay.
So honestly, those 2 wins are like the biggest things for me, because that's just kind of showed how fast I was growing, how well I was growing as a player. And I'm gonna say this: the Ken buffs definitely helped significantly.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, and that's just normal to kind of take into consideration, you know, when you if you perform better when your character gets buffed, like that's just like kind of natural, you know. Like, yeah,
because at that point you just have more stuff to go off of. You have more things to do and just all that.
No,
yeah, I just
totally
kind of
makes sense. Because that was like a buff when like Ryu kind of got the same stuff, right? I think Ryu also got buffed that same patch.
Yeah, 3.1. It was the Shoto. It was like the Shoto's Dream patch.
Right. So, any players that you may have beaten, like, it doesn't necessarily have to win the bracket, but any players that you've beaten that you're happy with, or?
Well, honestly, most of my Wi-Fi wins.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not a lot to a lot of people, but from a guy whose career was kind of born off of Wi-Fi, there's not really much comparison at the just for the moment. Like just stuff like the big Wi-Fi names at the time,
Right.
like Sharp, Sebe, Enhanced PV, all the Enhanced PV wins. No shade to him, but there are a lot.
No, for sure. I mean, no, those are all like those three are also great players. I mean, I haven't seen Sebe much lately, but like Sharp is like in top 8 of almost like everything. So.
Yeah, like that was just back when everything like that was still like the top 10 Wi-Fi players. Like there was like them, and Sword at the time was a serious win for me because last time I just kind of got stomped by him, and then so soon after I was able to take a win.
Right. I mean, that's cool. Yeah, so definitely some good names here for sure. But moving forward, let's talk about just moments in general in Smash Bros. This could be like anything from like, you know, when you went to a tournament once, or just any interactions within the community. But like any moments in particular that stick out to you?
Well, a couple of moments actually from my first regional, and unfortunately only regional at the moment. The first thing was just, consider it bad, but it was basically just kind of a low seeding. It's like, oh hey, I've got some results, like Wi-Fi results, and it's just, oh, they didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, and then like a little afterwards, like this was back in 2019, so granted I wasn't exactly who I am, but I still had something to myself. And of course, meeting Supergirl Kelso, surprisingly enough. It's just like, yeah, they don't give Wi-Fi players like enough validity.
I mean, it's still part of the game, and like I know a lot of people think that Wi-Fi results don't matter, but like I've always just made the argument when someone's like, "Well, this doesn't matter." I'm like, "Okay, what else can you compare it to right now, though?" Like,
there's really not a lot we can compare it to.
Because I've had full-on arguments with someone. This one dude told me I was a complete idiot, and it was just like, he's like, "These don't matter." I'm like, "No, that's fine if you don't think they matter, but what other events are going on right now that you can say that these don't matter? It's the only things that matter at the moment." So I think some people are kind of coming around to it. Obviously, I understand that like Wi-Fi is still very frustrating for a lot of people, which is totally fine. But like, just to say it doesn't count. I mean, there's money being made, so it counts for something.
Like if there's money to be made, if there's competition to be had, it counts to an extent.
Right.
Yeah, just completely just shutting it down with basically no results. It's just kind of not good.
Right. I think we can agree on that part at least. Stop it, please! Don't do this! Don't do this! All right, I'm making it back. We're not making it back. All right, so
nobody makes it back.
So those are some of the moments that stick out to you. And anything else, or is that just pretty much it? Or at least for the most part, you know, like the big moments.
Well, so like the bigger moments was again like just the sudden explosion in bracket wins and all of that.
Okay, so it's really just kind of like your own personal growth is really like what kind of sticks out to you.
Yep. I mean, I've had people tell me like apparently I'm the fastest growing player they've seen in a while and all that, which honestly, amazing compliment. I'm happy about it, but yeah, a couple of people have said that to me, and honestly, it's really nice. It's a confidence boost. Yeah, it's like, oh, they take note of the sudden explosion I had onto the scene.
Well, that's good. It's always good to be recognized. So I mean.
Versus always the rage moments I have on Wi-Fi, which that'll never go away.
I feel like everybody has rage moments, at least at some point. Oh, please, no!
Speaking of rage moments.
I'm not mad, I'm not owned. But so let's move forward there a little bit.
Well, you're right in you not being mad. You sure about that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, goodbye.
I got got.
Oh
nope.
no, you're still alive.
Yeah, Ken's heavy.
Too heavy sometimes. I was mashing.
When am I not? Uh-oh. Do it.
I hate this. No, I'm getting out of this. I don't want nothing to do with that. All right, so outside of that, let's actually kind of talk a little bit here since we're actually kind of on this topic anyway. Let's talk about your gameplay and style. So obviously you play Ken, very, very aggressive character for the most part. But what about you? Like, what is your approach to the game? What are you looking to do? Like, what are you trying to get your opponent to react to? And, you know, conditioning, I guess is the word I was looking for there. So what is your game plan?
I am doing everything in my power to make sure my opponent acts dumb.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I'm dumb right now. But that's just also my playstyle.
Yeah, if I can force them to pull out a stupid option that I can punish, then that's just a good thing for me.
Right.
And unfortunately, I have attributed my playstyle to being a walking highlight reel. I still regret that immensely. Nobody ever bring it up, please.
I mean, don't worry. I wasn't going to bring it up, but you certainly did.
Yep. Yes, that was a tweet made in confidence.
Well, I mean, it's okay to have that type of confidence. It's not like you were going at anybody else. You were just kind of calling yourself something, which I think is totally fine. I don't know. A lot of people just like to clown on others. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
So, trying to make your opponents go for dumb options and the walking highlight reel. So, I think that kind of answers that question.
Yeah,
pretty easily.
Yeah, to put it in, I guess, standard terms, I go for like a pretty read-based aggressive play style, which ultimately just kind of bubbles down to heavy strings, good options, praying I can do something, and that my opponent does not camp me, please.
Oh, so I just gotta camp you, that's all. I mean,
you're in Incineroar, you can't even camp Robin.
I mean, Robin's got tools to camp, so I mean... So, but that's the thing is, like, even if you were to get camped out, like, do you play Ryu at all? Like, I know you're a big Ken guy.
I've tried playing Ryu a few times. He doesn't stick with me like Ken does.
Because I know Ryu kind of deals with the whole zoner problem a lot.
Yeah, just between Shaku and just having a bit more consistency to him, which is something I could definitely use as I casually clip you.
Well, as long as it doesn't end up on Twitter, I really don't care.
Don't hold your breath.
Don't worry, the whole video's gonna end up on Twitter, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so
yeah,
lots of aggression out of bad options from your opponent, which I mean, it's definitely gonna look really great today because I am like the king of bad options. I love that shit. But so let's go a little forward. Not a little forward. Let's just move on to the next question. Man, it's definitely been a while since I've interviewed somebody. I'm all over the place.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
All right, so yeah, what do you think about your current skill level? Where do you want to be? Obviously, we just started a new year, so hopefully we get a lot of good news. For instance, like going to offline, maybe that coming back, and then obviously we've still got a lot of online left. I don't think this is going away quite yet. But is there anything that you're looking for in particular, or just like, hang on, let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. So, is there anything that you're looking to make happen this year, and then kind of also just reflect on what you think your current skill level is?
Let's see. If we're talking about current skill level, I'd say I'm anywhere from like a low, high level play at the moment, but I feel like with offline hopefully coming back, I can stretch that from low, high level to just high level.
Right.
Because I mean, in terms of like Wi-Fi play, I at one point could have been considered a top level since, well, I guess the rankings kind of solidified that. But I'm definitely just hoping to become just a more solid player offline more than anything.
Right.
That's what I really want, just to prove that I'm not just another Wi-Fi player carried by Wi-Fi.
No, I get that. I think that seems to be like a common thing that a lot of people are kind of looking for lately. Like, I think a big one that comes to mind is like Kiarash. Everybody thinks that Kirash is just a Wi-Fi player, but I think that Kirash, once they kind of go offline, I think they can surprise some people, you know?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Dude's good, like plain and simple. Like Kirash he is a genuinely good player, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Right. So, but kind of going off your current skill level, like, when it comes to Kens, there are obviously, like, quite a few, like, notable Kens in general. Where do you put yourself in, like, the Ken tier list?
Honestly, if we're talking about just Wi-Fi, I'd say I'm in the lower part of top tier, and just all the Kens, just below Andre Sefen and Vendetta, and I guess Riddles to an extent. I know he mostly plays Terry on Wi-Fi, but
yeah,
he's still good, to put it bluntly.
So what do you think about, in general, like, both online and offline? Like, where do you think you sit in Terry's? Or not Terry's, it's Ken's.
Well, in Terry's, I'd say I'm pretty bottom tier. Me. But in terms of just Ken in general, between seeing what Sandstorm did offline in a short stint with Ultimate, and just knowing the results of all the Ken players around me, I'd say I'm okay.
That was pretty sick.
That was kind of slick. I'll give you that. Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I'm clipping that one for me.
Boy.
So anyway, like you were saying, you're talking about other Kens.
In terms of just offline standings right now, I'd say maybe, again, like the bottom of high tier Kens or maybe the top of mid tier Kens. I really can't say for certain because I don't exactly have a lot of offline results to speak of.
Right.
I have like one local win.
That's fine, but even then, like, where do you think you are, though? Like, do you think you can compete with the best of the best?
If best of the best means PGR, absolutely not. I would probably get demolished without a second thought at this point. But honestly, I feel...
At least you're humble about
it. Yeah, I try to be modest about it, but it sometimes comes to my detriment. I will not lie there. But in terms of just statewide best of the best, I feel like I could easily take out most of my state's PR. Not Toast though. That is something I'm not going near for a while.
Toast is very, very, very good. I think we can all agree on that one.
Yes. Like Toast is toast.
Uh-oh.
Dude's gonna make bread and butter out of me.
No pun intended, or?
Very pun intended, actually.
I figured as much. So at least you kind of, I think you're definitely humble enough. But I mean, it's okay to like feel like that you'll do, you know, pretty well against most people. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like my big goal right now for if and when offline tournaments come back is to get just top 5 ranking in my state's PR.
Well, that'd be good. What state are you in again?
Ohio, actually.
Ohio, okay. Oh yeah, no, Ohio actually has a very, very solid scene. So, yeah.
I mean, between Toast, Colonies, Midnight, Darkshed, like we've got a pretty solid cast to us, but it's pretty top heavy. So
yeah. No, I feel like there's a couple scenes that are like that, that are just they feel very top heavy. Like you like obviously your top 4 or 5, fantastic, and it kind of dribbles down a little bit. But I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is, though. So moving on from there, I probably should ask this after gameplay and style, but what do you feel like are your weaknesses in your gameplay, and then like just like what weaknesses do you think Ken really struggles with?
Well, personal weaknesses kind of go a little hand in hand with Ken's weaknesses. I have a bit of trouble with just consistency. I don't really deal with camping that well in both gameplay and temper, for that matter. That's like one of my biggest things. I am not consistent with my attitude in this game, and it really is a major detriment.
I mean, I think recognizing that kind of goes a long way.
Yeah, like, working on it to an extent is what I've been trying to focus on recently. And that's kind of come with a bit of burnout from Wi-Fi brackets in general.
There's been a lot of Wi-Fi brackets, so that kind of makes sense. Uh-oh. Oh, that was pretty crispy.
Gotta love deadlocks.
Gotta love side B.
Touche. But yeah, like, between just not able to deal with camping that well, or in some cases just raw mashing, game watching Nest mains,
That's me.
as well as actually Sonic of all things is actually like my most hated matchup in this game. Because I hate playing that way. I genuinely do not enjoy it in the slightest, and part of my thing in Smash is like I want to have fun. I want to do all this cool stuff, and with that sort of thing, it just kind of says no.
Right, I'll get you. Oh God!
See, stuff like that. That doesn't happen in the Sonic matchup.
No, that makes sense though. Like I'm kind of the same way. Sometimes I just want to press buttons and hold forward.
Exactly. Like that's how I want to play the game, and it's how I want to be perceived as the aggressive Ken main who can just kind of do something insane. That's part of the reason why I picked up this character. I saw the Ken trailer and was like, I want to do that. I want to do that, and I want people to know I can do that.
Yeah, that was fun. No, that makes sense though, because I remember when the game first came out, like there were some people who just weren't high on Ken at all. Like Ken kind of had a negative reaction, if I remember correctly.
Ken sucked.
Yeah.
Like that's just it. Ken sucked.
Yeah. I don't remember how bad he was, but I know a lot of people were like, just play Ryu.
Yeah, Ryu wasn't too much better, but he was better than Ken. Ken, aside from like the 1% where he could actually just make an opponent explode, he just stank.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Like,
and they definitely made him a lot better after that buff though, because what they made.
Oh yeah.
Because what Shoryuken was the big one, right? Like that started killing like way earlier.
Yep. Because I mean the thing is, Ryu's Shoryu like actually killed early on the sweet spot, I believe.
And then with Ken, you just kind of throw it out, and it just works, right?
Yeah, with Ken, it was more so just, hey, here's some sort of confirm. Here's hoping they don't fall out or not have enough hits done for it to confirm. Crescent kick.
You're right.
Yeah,
he
and
definitely
nowadays
seems
Ken
to
is
be.
just that.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be in a much better spot now, so that's always good. Like it's fun to have these types of characters. I know some people like aren't exactly big on fighting Shotos. I don't necessarily. I like watching Ken. I don't have a great time fighting Ken because I just can't figure it out. No. This is fine. Like I'm talking about in like competition. Competition is another thing. Because it's like you have to. I have the same problem you do. I like to hold forward, right? And Ken does well against characters who hold forward, I think. Oh no!
And for characters who hold shield, for that matter.
Yeah, that's also true.
Goodbye.
but I get it.
Yeah, there was really not a lot Ken had, and that was evident in my very one-track mind gameplay at the time.
Well, I mean,
It's like,
it looks like you were rewarded for being patient, so that's always cool.
yeah, because this has been my day one character,
Right.
like since the start of Ultimate. Please, for the love of God, give me more fixes.
I'd like some buffs too, if that'd be cool.
No.
Why not? Like, it'd be fine.
Mother.
Oh, never mind.
Do it again.
I wish I could, but
Yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah, because
Like,
it was like right after that patch, all of a sudden like Ken started like really popping off. I mean, for obvious reasons. So it's
Yep.
kind of cool to see, because like, especially with Ken, like Ken's always been like a cool guy character. So to kind of see Ken's performing at a better and higher level, I think that's just good for the game in general.
yeah, because Ken, not a lot of people like him. I like him. I don't like fighting him, which is understandable. I hate the Shoto Ditto. But honestly, I like Ken. That's just it. I like Ken. I like playing Ken. Ken is cool.
I think that's the best way to put it. So from there, we're going to open this up to perhaps any topics you may want to discuss. Now, if there's nothing you really have to bring or you want to talk about, that's fine. But kind of opening the floor to whatever you might want to bring up.
Oh, no, I'd rather bring that down.
Yeah, how about no?
How about yes?
How about no?
Crap. Touché. Your counterpoint is valid, but I have my own.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, anyway, so any topics you'd like to bring up?
There's not really too much to bring up. I feel like I've said most of my piece already.
And this doesn't have to be Smash related, it could be anything else, too.
I've kind of drawn a blank here.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. So yeah, we'll just finish up this game, and this is actually a pretty quick interview. You answered things pretty quickly. So that's pretty awesome. No, why?
Yeah, I answer questions about as fast as I take stock, so...
Oh, okay. You got me that time. Please don't. I don't want to die from this spike. No, I don't want to. I'm not going to.
You sure?
No! I guess we are. So I mean, hey, that's fine. Deleting this entire interview, and we'll try again tomorrow.
Hey.
No. But again, I do want to thank you very much for taking your time out of your day to do this interview. What else? I don't think there's much else to add, but for the folks at home, once again, this is Sytonix representing EDM and ANG. Also, big shouts to EDM. He's a super cool dude.
Yep.
And yeah, and I think that's about it. So, final words for myself. Welcome to 2021. Let's try and make this a little bit better if we can. And any final words from you?
First things first, piggybacking off of that, I feel like that bar is low enough to trip on, so let's hope we don't.
You're right.
Yep. And I guess just follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. I try to stream as much as I can.
Yeah, I'll put those links in the bio below as well, so make sure to follow Sytonix. Again, very fantastic Ken player. Fairly active on Twitter too, so I mean, it's not like you'll get bored.
Yep. I mean, prepare to see a lot of Ken though. That's about it.
That's your gimmick.
Yes. Ken is my gimmick, and my gimmick is Ken.
Good stuff, good stuff. But that is going to be it. So thank you again for hopping on to my showcase series here. Outside of that, I've got nothing else to say besides everyone at home, be good to each other, and again, let's enjoy 2021 the best we can.
Yeah, Ben, thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yep, no problem. All right, and see you guys later. Make sure you stick around. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch. I do kind of occasionally, not really, but you know, all that good stuff. And have a good day, everybody. See you later.